They needed that. We needed that. They did it. They got it. They're now 9-5, 31-0. Your Philadelphia Eagles. As we welcome you to Eagles Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Barrett Brooks, Ron Jaworski, Jason Avant, Reuben Frank. I'm Michael Barkan. We're going across the street. We're going to hear from Jalen Hurts. We're going to hear from Nick Sirianni and Nakobe Dean and Cooper DeJean. That rhymed. I rhymed that. And no,
You did good, Michael.
I am not making a joke about, who's the next quarterback next week based on
Tanner looked sharp. He looked pretty good.
What? Hey, you look sharp, but he's not.
But one
he's
looked
not
great.
Jalen Hurts.
One looked
But
great.
here's the thing, Barrett. And you played, and you played, and you played. They won the game, and they won. They thumped them. You ran cross country. I know.
You're supposed to.
They did what they were supposed to do.
Exactly.
Was the point, right?
They stepped on the field. They knew they were a better team. They acted like the better team. We talk about swag and players only. That's exactly what you saw. They saw an inferior team, and they went out and beat an inferior team. You're supposed to be like that. I mean, I have nothing negative to say anything about.
All right.
That's two negatives in one. That's supposed to say nothing negative.
Early.
Complimentary football. Offense was spectacular, running and passing. Defense stopped the run, stopped the pass. Special teams were very effective. That's how you win championships. Complimentary football was outstanding today.
12 first downs rushing, 12 passing.
What?
Can't be more balanced than that.
Are you kidding?
There's that B word. I love that word.
Make up stats, Barrett.
Wow.
Look, sometimes I do.
What'd you think, Jason Avant?
Well, when you hit plays down the field and you open it up and you get those one-on-one situations, and I thought Olsen said something, in a game that we talk about a lot on this show, when Jalen hits downfield throws and he's outside the numbers, and you give them those things, those passes to flat to Goddard or sideline throws and or hitch and or go route, and he's complete nose, he's usually going to play a good game, and that's what he did today.
What did I say to you after pregame show? I said they might shut him out.
Might shut him out. You did say that.
I did say that.
How'd you know that? You also said 15-12 or something like that.
Oh, my score is
11.
No, I love the way the defense played. They've been playing so well, and they didn't allow the Raiders anything. And, sometimes there's a letdown. You have a drive where you give up a big play or a touch. I mean, this is their first shutout in 7 years, since 2018 against Washington. Their first one at home since 2014. You don't get many shutouts in this league. I think they just really wanted to see that goose egg up there, and they got it.
It was just overwhelming to them. I mean, on both sides of the ball. You look at also the versatility they had as far as personnel packages. I saw that 21 personnel again. 2 running backs, 1 tight end. Those are things that throw defenses off, and it seemed like that defense couldn't get right the entire game.
Can we analyze this as we might another game where the competition's closer? Let's be honest.
No.
I mean, you say it's an NFL team. I hear all that. They're 2-11, the Raiders, and the Eagles are 9-5. Can you take away anything other than they beat a bad team?
You're supposed to beat a bad team badly, and we did. We dominated every phase of the game. Every phase.
And I think that's important that it wasn't 17-13 or 23-17. 31-0 is pure domination. That's what they needed. That's what they got. Get some positivity back to Nova. I'm not talking about the rabbit. Some positivity back, some vibes back in the building. They needed it.
And we talk about it because we're spoiled with a good team. Mr. Lurie has done such a good job in his organization bringing 2 Super Bowls here. Our expectations are so great. We could be the freaking Raiders. Did you see that team out there? Woo. They couldn't do anything right defensively. Blown coverages after blown coverages. Dallas got it to the flat. Defensively, you had to just offensively, you had to stop one dude. That was Max Crosby. Just chip him a few times so we can throw the ball down the field. And offensively, Brock Bowers.
And they did
anything, and they did that. So we could be the Raiders. So we need to take these times and these moments to say.
And also they helped out Fred Johnson. Usually they don't do that. They don't like to help tackles at all. They don't care if it's a backup tackle, but they helped him in the game plan. You need to do things like that to help him, and then that's why the ball was able to be effectively run and passed. So they're getting it. They're locking down the things they need to lock down. So it's time to go and get geared up for playoff football. Today they played like a football team that's going into the playoffs.
Can I say one quick thing about the O-line?
Reuben Frank, Post-Gazette.
Last 6 games, Eagles have allowed 4 sacks. And a lot of that's without Lane. 6 straight games they've allowed 1 or fewer sack, which is the longest streak in franchise history. So those guys are, look, there's been a lot of guys in and out. They've kind of settled in with Landon and Cam, relatively healthy and playing better. This O-line is really becoming strength right now. Early in the year, it wasn't.
When you look at this team and you look at the suggestions that have been made on this program and other points out there in the Philadelphia media, I just find it interesting. Jalen needs to run more. He runs more. Saquon needs the ball more, and the run game needs to go. They do it. Goddard needs to get the ball more. He does. It just
AJ didn't get the ball, though. He didn't get many targets.
Goddard?
AJ.
Oh, AJ.
They'll win.
Wait, hang on. AJ,
they win.
let's check the yards on AJ Brown. 41, they won.
And a touchdown. He's good.
And as long as he gets a touchdown, he's good.
Got one of those in there.
He's happy, but that's it. We talked
What a
about it
throw
last
that was,
week.
by the way.
3 straight 100-yard games. He looked great. The team looked bad. And now he gets a touchdown. He gets 41 yards, not as much. How many targets? He had 2 targets, 2 catches on 2 targets.
That's good.
But
Efficient. He was efficient.
He was very way to be.
Well, but I mean, I don't care about the other organizations outside of here, but we've been here and we break it down. We talk about it all the time, and the stuff we say they need to stop, they stopped today, and they did with the things that we told them we need to do. Jalen run the ball. What'd you say?
It's all of it's common sense stuff.
Yeah, common sense.
It's obvious stuff that they needed to do. I mean, today the pass run ratio, they ran it 47 times. Jalen only threw 15 passes on a cold, windy day. I mean, that makes sense. Unlike last week when it was the opposite.
Great sense.
It just takes some common sense on a day like this. You don't
Right,
want
but why
Jalen-
did it take this long? Because we've been talking about this for 3+ weeks.
We just
I'm
can't be
asking,
happy,
right?
Don't make it
No,
negative, Mike. Mike, you want to make it negative.
Happy, joy.
I mean, they won,
green
they won a lot of
socks
games. They won a lot of games before it started
Yes,
sputtering.
yes,
a
they
few weeks
did.
ago.
I apologize. I didn't mean
We played a
were
bad
supposed to
football
assess
team.
the game.
So we'll caution with that. We played a bad football team.
Yeah, a very bad football team. Their offensive line
But celebrate victories.
Yes.
Celebrate.
They're worse than the Jets.
Absolutely. No, the Eagles are not worse than they. Oh, you meant
Oh, the
that.
Jets
Yeah,
are.
you meant
Jets
that.
are
I don't
getting
know.
killed,
But,
too.
I don't know, Rube. I think I got you on that one.
I don't know. Jets are down 21.
Take a look at the QB comparison presented
see
by Team Toyota. And this is Jalen Hurts, Kenny Pickett. It's close. Okay, it's not close. It's Jalen Hurts. And again, you look at the passer rating that measures quarterback efficiency. He had a perfect rating of 158.3 earlier in the season, over 140 in another game, consecutive games. And then today, 154.9.
Second highest of his career.
Kenny Pickett
what
showed
I
himself.
love,
He's a former
Michael?
first-round pick.
You throw a pass like 1 foot, the guy catches it, and you get a touchdown credit for that.
That
I know. Those quarterbacks love that.
I know you love it. That should be erased.
But look,
That's such a horrible stat.
You saw that he had 30 yards. He had 39 yards rushing, but it seemed like the 39 yards he had were impact yards. They meant something. So it seemed like he rushed a lot more than that. But I think he was very critical of himself about what happened in the game before, and I think he took those things and worked at it like we thought he was going to do and got better at it.
I sensed a man more on a mission today.
Yes.
He just kind of had that scowl that looked at, hey, I'm going to shut people up, and he did.
Out of that.
Let's go across the street and check in with Dave Zangaro from NBC Sports Philadelphia .com. Joins us every pregame, joins us every postgame. Your observations, Dave, of this game where the Eagles just lambasted the Las Vegas Raiders, as I guess they should have.
Yeah, they should have, but there were serious questions if they were actually going to do it. So, yeah, I know that's a bad football team from Vegas, but they took care of business, and that's what you want to see against a lesser team. We thought that was going to happen 2 years ago in 23, right? The Cardinals come to town. That's a team they should just pummel, and they don't do it. They actually lose that game. So, yeah, I think this is the type of game you wanted to see from the Eagles, and we can talk all week about, that competition wasn't great. We know that, but the Eagles took care of business, and to me, that's the highlight, the headline from this game on both sides of the football, really all 3 phases of this game. They just did exactly what they needed to do, and they look like a team that is rounding into form, and we'll find out if that's true over the last 3 weeks, but going to be a lot of good vibes this week after that win.
I love bringing up the Los Angeles Dodgers comparison because they were really struggling earlier in the season. They were the defending champs. They sucked it up, got it all back together. Can you see similar happening to these defending champion Philadelphia Eagles? They went through a 3-game lull, and now they got 3 games remaining, one of which is against Buffalo, but they can pull it together and still repeat.
Yeah, look, it's a good start. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. I think that was exactly what you wanted to see in this game, but let's see if they can build on it. Let's see if they can do it for 2 weeks in a row, 3 weeks in a row. And look, I had confidence in that defense going into this game. But let's give some props to the offense. I thought they were able to do a lot of things that just made sense in this game, whether it's using Jalen Hurts as a runner. He didn't run a ton, but it was effective. Whether it was getting Dallas Goedert incorporated to the offense as much as he was. That's the best tight end performance against the Raiders all season. They've actually been pretty good at stopping opposing tight ends, so a big performance from him. They kept it on the ground in a game like this. Made a lot of sense. I know Saquon's numbers aren't great, but I thought he played well. I thought the offensive line blocked well for him, all things considered, as they're blocking up in the box there. So I thought it was an encouraging performance from the offense. I expected it from the defense.
Talk a little bit about the defense, Dave, because they sacked Kenny Pickett 4 times. They turned the ball over as well, and they showed themselves to be the aggressive attacking defense that they have been for almost the entire season.
Yeah, it was aggressive, and up front we knew they were going to have a chance to get after the quarterback. They did that 2 weeks in a row now. They've gotten after the opposing quarterback. Brandon Graham, defying age right now, 37 years old, gets 2 sacks, beaten up on that right guard. Look, it was an encouraging performance from the defense. But you expect that, right? You expect that from them. I thought what I loved about them was that how aggressive they were. Even after they got a lead in this game, it was like they were sharks, and they tasted that blood in the water, and then they went after it even more. You love to see that. You love to see that aggressive nature. You love to see when a team sees that and they see that they have an advantage, they get after it a little bit more. That was a big-time performance from those guys.
It sure was. All right, David, appreciate it as always. We'll look for your reporting coming up. Certainly the interviews later in the locker room and then on NBC Sports Philadelphia.com and the podcast with Ruben. You got an interview? Yeah, get it. Ask him a question. Grab him. Brandon Graham. He only had 2 sacks.
He's going to talk to Clarkie right now.
He only had 2 sacks at 37 years of age. I mean, come on.
He's losing it.
That's not. He's losing it. Dave Zangaro, thank you very much. Talk a little bit about the defense, Ruben, Frank.
The Raiders had 75 yards, 75 total yards. They had like 17 in the second half. It's the fewest yards the Eagles have allowed. Get this. It was a game in 1955. They beat the Chicago Cardinals 27-3 at Connie Mack Stadium. Cards had just 49 yards.
They had a hell of an offense, too.
What was the score of that game?
27-3. That was 70 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Wow. My math's not.
Was not around for that.
I mean, you don't get performance. I don't care how bad the Raiders are. You hold a team under 100 yards, under 80 yards, that's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, they're an NFL team. You know, they didn't NFL athletes.
They didn't have a play over 10 yards.
That is
7 first downs only in the fact that we had the ball for 40 minutes, they had it for 20.
Only 2 in the second
Domination.
half. I mean, it was, total domination. They needed it. It was good to see. I mean, if they had won this game 31-10, you'd feel good about them, but to shut a team out in the modern NFL, that just doesn't happen very often.
against your former teammate too.
Yeah. Brandon Graham, who just popped in for a second, 2 sacks today.
Oldest Eagle ever with a sack.
Yeah, and oldest NFL player since 2002
Bruce
to
Smith.
get a sack. Bruce Smith with
No, that's
Washington.
actually, well, yeah. He's old.
Yeah.
He still can play.
An old man. What did you think of the D?
Well, I thought the defense did great. I thought that the Raiders didn't present much of a challenge outside, so it caused them to be more aggressive toward the inside. Again, you got to stop Brock Bowers. You can see the defensive game plan on Zach Bond's interception. Zach Bond had an outside responsibility because they had a cover 4, and backside he had inside help, so he can overplay the outside, and he did just that. So the defense had a game plan for Brock Bowers, and everybody else can lock up man-to-man. You saw it with DeJean. You saw it with Dory Jackson. They didn't fear anybody out there, and Tucker and Lockett at all.
That's Barrett's guy. You played with his dad, right?
Yeah, I did play with his dad. You know, so
Kansas State.
Kenny, I mean Kevin. You know, but I mean also you look with N'Kobe Dean and how he's become the player he's become.
Game.
I mean, this guy, you know, you bring in, you draft the first rounder, and then you know you say, and he's sitting back like, all right, you know, everybody's thinking that, hey, you know, I'm not out this place yet. I'm not out this place yet. Give me 5 games and I'll be back. Well, since he's been back in these 5 games, he has been almost unstoppable from a blocking standpoint as an offensive player. We can't block him with the back. We can't get him on pass plays. It used to be a knock, he couldn't play pass plays. Well, you see, he tackled for loss in the passing game and the run game.
Yeah.
The defense was flying around because they won first down.
Yeah.
And when you get it past any team into a known situation, you got to throw on second, throw on third down. You just open the door for Vic Fangio to turn those horses loose. And Vic is great when he knows you have to throw the football. His scheme is phenomenal in those situations. The fact that we won first down forced the known second and third down pass.
All right, let's get on with the show. Because
And they're going to get Jalen Carter back soon.
When?
Soon.
All right, soon.
Dr. Rube, when?
The 4th of
No, when?
The 4th of soon.
All right, I build
when
it,
we
man.
come back, we'll hear from all the principal players and coaches in a 31-0 Eagles thrashing of the Las Vegas Raiders. Coming your way on Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance.